So here probability of A divided by probability of S, number of element in S. So as we know that a head contains coin contains two sides, head and tail. So the probability of A is equal to number of possible cases. Number of possible cases are, it means a sample space. The sample space is head and tail. A coin contains two sides. One is a head, other one is a tail. So the possible number of element in sample space S are 2. So what we have required? We have required number of element in A. What required? The possibility of getting head. The possibility of getting head. So we can see in the sample space that head is only one time and tail is in one time. So the possible outcomes are 2. So head is 1. So 1 divided by number of element in A is 1. Probability of A is 1. 1 divided by 2. So it means 0.5 or 50% chance of getting head, or 0.5% chance of 50% chance of getting head. So probability of A is equal to 1 divided by 2. 2 is a possible cases, whereas 1 is a favorable cases. So what we obtained? We obtained result 0.5. So to meet the first property of the probability of an event is that probability of an event A is 0 is less than or equal to probability of A, which is less than or equal to 1. So it means 0 probability of getting A event is lies in between 0 and 1. So what we obtained? 0.5. 0.5, it means 50%. 50% is less than 1. 50% is less than 100%, it means 1. So probability lie in between 0 and 1. So it meets the first requirement of the property of the probability of an event A. Okay. Now the second property of the probability of an event. Second property is that probability of null set is equal to 0. Property of null set is equal to probability of null set is equal to 0. This is a second property. Why? Where let A be the event which is unsure or impossible, then property of event A is equal to 0. So can you understand that probability? Second property is that probability of null set is always 0, where let A be the event which is unsure or impossible, then probability of A is 0. Let we are calling the event A as an unsure or impossible event. So the happening of that event is impossible. Therefore, the result obtained from this event will be the 0. So we can say the probability of A is equal to 0. Why? Because as usual, the property of probability of null set is always 0. Okay. So more elaborately is that, moreover, the statement that probability of A is equal to 0 means that event A cannot occur. Event A cannot occur and we call A an impossible event. Okay, so you can see that probability of null set is always 0. Moreover, the statement of probability of A is equal to 0 means that event A cannot occur and we call A as impossible event. It means when this happened, the probability of event A will always equal to 0. This is a second essential property. Okay. For example, let A is equal to odd numbers and B is equal to even numbers if we are rolling a die. If we are rolling a die, let set A contains odd numbers, let set B contains even numbers. Find A intersection B. Find A intersection B. If we are rolling a die contains 6 sides, 1 to 6 numbers. Let set A contains odd numbers, let set B contains even numbers. Find A intersection B. As we know that let A contains odd numbers. Odd means 1, 3, 5. And set B contains even numbers, even 2, 4 and 6. Find A intersection B. So A intersection B is equal to intersection means common elements from these both sets. So there is no any common element in these both sets. So the A intersection B is equal to null set. So null set is always equal to 0. So this is about the second property of an event. So second property says that probability of null set is always 0. So null set is always where let set A be the event which is the unsure or impossible, then probability of A is equal to 0. Moreover, the statement probability of A is equal to 0 means that event A cannot occur and we call an impossible event, an unsure event. So far we considered an example for getting the 0 result is that if we are tossing a 6-sided cubic die, let set A contains odd numbers and B contains even numbers. Find the A intersection B. As we know, the A intersection B set which contains all the common elements. So all the common elements will be set aside and all other elements will be left. So A contains odd numbers 1, 3, 5. B contains even numbers 2, 4, 6. So the A intersection B will be there is no any common element in between these two sets. A and B set. There is no any common element. So the probability of A intersection B is equal to null set, which is always equal to 0. So hence we have proved the second property, the probability of null set is always 0. So in our everyday life, we are doing different tasks, different activities. Our wishes, our wants are so common. But at the end result, we are saying that there is nothing in our hands. So the result obtained from the different tasks, we are interested to perform, to do these tasks. But when we perform these tasks, the end result which is obtained is 0. It means we have nothing in our hands. For example, if you are looking to the moon is an object. We're looking to the above the moon is a very attractive, very shining. So it's our wish, it's our intention that this is a very attractive, very shining object of the moon, and we want this object in our hands. So we are consistently trying that. But at the end result, what we obtain that nothing in our hands. So moon is not in our hands. So there are a lot of issues, lot of things in our lives that we are interested to perform, to do these tasks. But at the end result, we are looking forward that we have nothing in our hands, and this is called the null set, or the result is 0. So the property of event A, sometimes probability of null set is always 0. It means we are calling an unsure and impossible event that will not be happened, but we are calling consistently. Okay, this is about the second property of the probability of an event. Now the third property of an event. The third property of an event is equal to property of sample space S is always equal to one. So the third property is that the probability of sample space S is always equal to 1, where let A is equal to number of favorable cases divided by number of possible cases. So let A is equal to A be the event which is sure or certain, event which is sure or certain. Okay. So probability of sample space is always equal to 1, where let A be the event which is sure or certain. When any kind of event, will be calling any kind of event which is 100% sure, which is 100% certain. So the property of that event will always equal to the sample space which is equal to the 1. Okay, the first property is that the probability of event A lies in between 0 and 1. It will be 10%, 20%, 30%, 70%, and 90%. Okay, the second property is that the null set is always equal to 0, means we are calling the event unsure and impossible event. And the third property is that the probability of sample space is always equal to 0. When we are calling the event which is sure and certain, it means we are confident, we are 100% sure. And when we are 100% sure, it means that event is equal to 1, which is equal to sample space. So where probability of A is equal to number of favorable cases divided by number of possible cases. Okay, so as probability of A is equal to number of element in A means favorable cases divided by number of element in A means possible cases, which is equal to 1. Which is equal to 1. How? It means when if the event we are calling the event A, which is sure, which is 100% sure, so it will be probability of A is equal to number of element in sample space divided by probability of S. Probability of S is equal to number of divided by number of sample space. So sample space is crossed and equal to 1. So when we are calling the event which is a certain or sure, means we are 100% certain, 100% sure, we are calling the event which is equal to this sample space. So the favorable case is also sample space and the possible case is also the sample space. So sample space cross sample space, which is equal to 1. So what we learned? We learned that probability lies in between 0 and 1. So what we learned? We learned that probability lies in between 0 and 1. So in today's lecture, we discussed about the properties of the probability of an event. The first property of the probability of getting an event, which is probable 0 is less than or equal to probability of A, which is less than or equal to 1. Okay, it means the probability lies in between 0 and 1. Maybe it will be 10%, 20%, 50%, 80%. So what we learned? The probability lies in between 0 and 1. And the second property of the probability of event A is equal to probability of a null set is always 0. So in some cases, we are calling the unsure and impossible events. So the happening of that event is impossible, but we are trying to call that at the end of the event. What we obtained? We obtained that the result is 0, means there's nothing in our hands. So the probability of null set is always equal to 0. It means we are calling the event which is unsure and impossible event. And the third property of the probability of an event is that the probability of sample space S is equal to 1, where let A be the event which is sure or possible event, which is sure or certain event, means 100% certainty is there when we are calling any kind of event. So if 100% surety is there in any kind of event, it means it's equal to the sample space. Why? Because sample space contains 100% observations, all the possible outcomes of the random experiment is contained by the sample space. So if event contains all the possible outcomes, means event we are calling the event which is certain or sure, it means which is equal to sample space. And when the event equal to sample space, it means the result will be the 1. So these are the three properties of the probability of an event. So what we learned about this? We learned that the probability of an event lies in between 0 and 1. This is overall about the today's lecture regarding the properties of probability of an event. So hope you would understand better. Thank you very much.